probably been there before, starting a new habit with high hopes, only to see it fade away just after a few weeks or maybe days. Whether it's working out, eating healthier, or waking up early, you have tried it all of it. But no matter how hard you try, no matter how much planning you do, something always pulls you back. It feels like you can't quite lock in that momentum. It feels like that you can't have that discipline, right? I get it. I've been in that place too. But here's the thing, building habits isn't about the willpower that you always thought it was. It's not about the motivation. It's about understanding how your brain works and applying a few simple principles that will make these habits stick for the lifetime. So, why habits fail? Most people think they fail at building habits is because they don't have enough self control or maybe discipline. But the truth is, we are all wired to take the easy route. The brain loves instant gratification. It's why you scroll endlessly on your phone or binge watch the TV shows. It's not your fault. It's how your brain is evolved to survive. Habits fail because we are trying to fight our brain's natural tendency. The key to building lasting habits is working with your brain, not against it. So, let me show you how you can possibly do that and build some habits that will stick with you for the lifetime. Step number one, start small. The first rule of building strong habits, start small. If you want to start working out, don't commit to 2 hours at gym at day one. Instead, just start with 5 to 10 minutes a day. If you don't want to go to the gym, just start with 5 to 10 minutes a day. Small wins lead to bigger wins. Your brain doesn't need overwhelming tasks. It needs consistency. When I started working out, I didn't aim for an hour of training. I just committed 10 minutes a day. It sounds silly, right? But that 10 minutes built a foundation. Soon I was doing 30 minutes and now I'm doing 45 minutes to an hour of training every single day. I happen to miss like 180 days in a row. I even work out at the weekends. Step number two, make it part of your identity. So this is a powerful one. Instead of saying I want to work out, start saying I'm the person who works out. Instead of saying I want to work, say I'm the kind of person who works regardless of what happens. You see, the strongest habits come from identity based goals, not from the outcome based goals. You have to understand this, that you have to change the dynamic. You have to change the dynamic to identity based goals. When I switched from I want to get fit to I'm the kind of person who works out every single day, everything changed. I now don't have to force myself anymore. It became who I was. Step number three, create triggers. One powerful way to build habit is by creating triggers. A trigger is a specific cue that tells your brain that it's time to do something. For instance, if you want to read every morning, place a book by your bedside before you go to sleep. I place my gym clothes next to my bed every night. Moment I see them, I know that it's time to get moving. My brain thrives on cue, just to make sure that your cue is linked to the habit you want to form. Say, for example, I play this particular funk or this particular music before I start reading or maybe working or studying, whatever that happens to be. And if I do that for a long enough period of time, which is as per neuroplasticity is 66 days. So if I do that over a enough period of time, my brain will positively take that as a trigger. So every single time I listen to that music, my brain knows that it's time to study. It's time to sit down and do the working. It's time to do this or that. That is how you create triggers. It's basically a this after that. That is a trigger. Step number four, make it enjoyable. So, another key to building strong habits is to make them enjoyable. When a habit is pleasurable, it's much easier to stick with it. So, let's say you hate running. So, instead, try listening to your favorite podcast or music whilst you're running. So, when you associate these habits with something you enjoy, it's much more likely to stick. I hated running at first, but I started listening to podcast while I was jogging. So I usually listen to like Andrew Huberman or some sort of like, sometimes even I listen to Andrew Tate for motivation or something like that. So before long, running wasn't just a habit for me. It was something I looked forward to. Step number five. Step number five, be consistent. Consistency is the key, and don't beat yourself up if you slip up. So no one is perfect, as we all know, but it's important to show up every single day, even if you're tired and don't feel like it, just show up anyways. So there is an interesting quote which goes something like this, that a habit missed once is a mistake, but a habit missed twice is a formation of a new habit, which is quitting. So I used a habit tracker to mark off every day I worked out or read a book or maybe did anything. I just use a habit tracker. It became addictive to see the chain of streaks grow. So when I missed a day, I didn't stress. I just picked up where I left off. That's consistency. That's how consistency works. So you have to pick up from where you left off. You don't necessarily see that, okay, I broke the streak, I don't want to do this again, or things like that. You left, okay, you made a mistake, but it's time to solve. That's how it works. Step number 6, celebrate milestones. So, reward yourself for progress, celebrate the small victories all along the way. Whether it's about treating yourself to a meal, taking break, acknowledging milestones, these all stuff is crucial. It reinforces your brain, it reinforces the behavior that gives you the motivation to keep going. So every time I hit a milestone, I'd celebrate. I treat myself with a maybe a nice dinner or maybe a weekend getaway. These small celebrations made a journey much more enjoyable and kept me motivated to push even more harder. Step number 7, track your progress. So tracking your progress is a powerful tool. It not only gives you a clear view of how far you have come, but it also creates accountability. And basically, the study shows that people who track their habits are far more likely to succeed. So I kept a habit journal. I tracked my workout, meals, even my mindset, looking back at where I started and genuinely made me appreciate how much I've changed. So you have to have like the habit journals or maybe some sort of like application or notes or things like that that can help you track your progress. Step number 8, expect and overcome the setbacks. So here's something you need to know: setbacks are inevitable. Life happens and setbacks will happen. The key to get back on track is without guilt. If you miss a workout, miss a day of writing, that's okay. The only true thing is that, are you going to continue or are you going to just stay on that pit? You have only truly failed when you quit altogether. So I missed my workouts, I missed a bunch of reading days, but I kept going. That's the difference between success and failure. Getting up after a fall. So why do we fall? So we can learn how to pick ourselves up again. So you have to understand that building strong habits isn't about motivation, it's about strategy, consistency, and making process enjoyable. So start small, create triggers, and celebrate your wins. And above all, don't expect perfection. Just keep going. The habits you build today will shape your future self. So if you found this video anywhere helpful, like the video. If you thought it was a waste of time, dislike the video and comment something if you want to, or any questions or something like that, and subscribe for more actionable guides like this. So see you in the next one.